Something that's been lost with the Disney era of Star Wars is the philosophy and valuable lessons at the heart of the storytelling. One of the main reasons Star Wars has traditionally connected so much with people is because of the psychology embedded in the narratives that speaks to fundamental truths about human nature and how to best navigate the world. One of the main reasons the Disney Star Wars stories don't connect with people in the same way as these prior ones is that they don't contain these same qualities. In the hands of Disney, Star Wars has become an unconvincing imitation of itself, a property that doesn't speak to fundamental truths about the world and our psychological interaction with it. While Star Wars was once a portal opening into the expansive, mystical realm of our collective consciousness, it's now a closed loop that mostly only references itself. The philosophy intrinsic to the Jedi about the value of hard work, dedication, discipline, and striving for moral good is a thing of the past for Star Wars now. However, there are still stories being told that have qualities of the Lucas era of Star Wars, connecting with people through their authenticity and providing valuable lessons about how to navigate the world. An authentic Jedi story is nowhere to be found in modern Star Wars, but it can be found in an anime called Demon Slayer. Let's get into how that manifests. We'll start by discussing some of the more basic, but still integral parts of the Demon Slayer lore that set the scene for the Jedi adventure of the characters. Among their various challenges in their line of duty, the heroes of Demon Slayer have to contend with a beckoning to the dark side. To introduce the lore at its most simple level, there are demons and there are demon slayers. Demon slayers slay demons. Peeling back an extra layer, the demons are former humans who were transformed by other demons. Often they have tragic pasts and are victims to their own transformation, possessed by their new demonic nature, having their humanity, which does still linger inside them, subsumed. In spite of this, becoming a demon is not without its appeal. Demons are strong, powerful, and immortal. The two main ways to kill them are by exposing them to sunlight or beheading them, and depending on their rank, because there are ranks of demons with different power levels, beheading them is no easy task. So, main character Tanjiro and other demon slayers are sometimes tempted by the dark side, when demons offer to turn them into demons, giving them more power, strength, and immortality, but at the cost of losing their souls, as they will also be monsters who survive on human blood and enjoy killing to get it. When we're shown the characters struggling so much to defeat the demons in protracted, explosive, chaotic battles, the offer the demons, who don't have a scratch on them, sometimes make in those situations to bloodied and beaten demon slayers for the demon slayers to join them seems quite tempting. You're afraid for the demon slayers because they might not win, and sometimes they don't. It's the temptation of fear and the appeal of power leading to the dark side, something the Jedi caution to recognise in oneself. But, morally virtuous as they are, the Demon Slayers, so far, always turn down these offers and opt to fight instead. The mechanics of the abilities and skills Demon Slayers have act as an analogue for the Force. Demon Slayers sometimes have a particular, unique natural ability, which they use to help hunt and fight demons. Tanjiro has an abnormally strong sense of smell, able to track scents over huge distances, so he can sense when a demon is near or has been around. Tanjiro's sense of smell can even be used to gauge people's emotional and psychological states, and whether they're good or evil. This is all comparable to how Jedi can sense someone's presence and emotions with the Force. Tanjiro is also trained to have a heightened perception of enemies' movements, able to see the threads of their attacks, which are shown as thin silk-like threads in the air. By identifying the opening thread of an enemy attack, Tanjiro knows how to maneuver himself to strike first by choosing the appropriate battle stance. Again, this is all comparable to how a Jedi may be trained to sense and pay attention to enemy movements, but with the Force guiding them. So that's some of the more mechanical, basic Demon Slayer lore, but now let's get into the more substantial stuff. The aspect of the Demon Slayer story which has the most prominent and meaningful parallel to the ways of the Jedi is the portrayal of the value of training and discipline in order for people to become capable and skillful. Tanjiro goes through an intense training course in order to become a Demon Slayer, so intense that he's warned he could be killed during parts of his trials. This is one of Demon Slayer's most persistent and overarching aspects, the importance of Tanjiro learning how to handle a situation he has no experience in, and dedicating himself to mastery of skills. During Tanjiro's battles with demons, there will often be callbacks to his training to inform him of how to deal with certain situations. He's naturally cunning, as Giyu learnt when first encountering him, and Tanjiro used a misdirection tactic on him to conceal an attack in a fight, but without intense training to focus his resourceful nature, Tanjiro is weaker and more helpless. Whenever he has a triumphant moment of victory in battle or any of his challenges, it's so satisfying to watch, because we've been shown the struggle it took him to get to that place of skill. During Tanjiro's training, we watch him fail over and over, so it's so much more meaningful when he finally succeeds, and goes on to become a formidable warrior. This is the opposite of what the Star Wars sequels offer. These films have big climactic moments of victory for the main character, Rey, but these moments feel totally empty because they're unearned. Rey doesn't have to go through any kind of journey of transformation to become competent and get to the level of skill necessary to take on the circumstances she faces. She goes gallivanting around from battle to battle with no real line of character building moments taking her there. She can do whatever the situation calls for without needing to learn first, as if she's a robot uploaded with Jedi software. It's frivolous, shallow and pointless. In Demon Slayer, there's a real power in watching Tanjiro go through intense, disciplined, laborious training. I think the character trains for either 1 or 2 years to become a Demon Slayer. That shows a level of dedication, tenacity and strength of character that's intrinsically admirable and inspiring. There's also a ceremonial aspect to such a training program and rite of passage to become a warrior that has a whole culture and magic of its own. There's process to it. Trainees move up a ladder with each stage of discipline mastered, until they're granted the privilege of choosing the ore from which to cast their Demon Slayer sword, a weapon which will be handcrafted and delivered to them personally by the sword maker himself. It all commands a sense of reverence from those it inducts, and the audience. If Tanjiro were to be likened to any particular Jedi, Luke Skywalker has some prominent parallels, but I think Tanjiro is most like Obi-Wan Kenobi for these reasons. Tanjiro is calm, measured and disciplined. He normally knows his limits and knows when to push beyond them. He understands the danger he puts himself in and is confident in his skills to succeed without being foolhardy or arrogant. Rather, he's humble, and in spite of being a skilled warrior, knows he still has a great deal to learn, and shows deference to those who can teach him. A modified version of Tanjiro's story in the Star Wars world would make for a decent origin story for Obi-Wan. In conclusion, the Demon Slayer story captures the essence of an integral part of Star Wars, from when it still had something valuable to say, and knew how to inspire people. It's a shame the franchise is so far adrift from what made it so impactful originally. But if you're looking for something to partly fill that void, the world of Demon Slayer is a good place to turn. Anyway, what do you think? Are you familiar with Demon Slayer? Do you agree that the Demon Slayer story translates nicely to the older Star Wars universe? Or do you have a different opinion? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, see you next time.